In this chapter, you'll learn how to use a couple more tools and discover what HTML is. Back to our page, we still have that button left. By clicking on it, we get additional buttons. Same as in the previous chapter, you probably already know some of these buttons, so I won't have to explain them all, but let's demonstrate some. Let's select this line, then we'll hit Paragraph. We'll get different heading sizes, which basically makes our text bigger. Personally, I always use heading 1, 2, and 3 to make important sentences bigger. The next buttons are Underline and Justify. I'm sure there's no need to explain them. And then let's take a look at colors. As I like dark blue, let's go for that one. And for this one, a lighter blue will do the trick. We'll select this sentence and have a look at more colors. Here, by moving the mouse, we can choose the color. Then we have the palette option. And finally, Named option. At the bottom, we've got the code that represents the colors. It's important to get familiar with these color codes as we might need them sometimes. For example, if we decide to outsource some design work, like logo creation, and want to make sure to communicate the right color to the designer. The next two options are to paste texts copied from Microsoft Word or any other word processing software. But it doesn't really keep fonts and colors. Personally, I simply copy my text and paste it directly into my WordPress page or post. Then I make the adjustments there. The rubber-looking button is used to remove formatting. It takes it back to the original, keeping our heading 1 though. The next button gives us additional symbols like euros, specific letters like French or Greek ones, and a couple of arrows. Next buttons are like the Tab key. It moves the text to the right or to the left. And finally, we have the Undo and Redo buttons. The question mark here introduces the rich editing concept, also called WYSIWYG, What You See is What You Get program, that makes WordPress so easy to use. The way we build our website from the inside will look exactly the same on the outside, without needing any HTML knowledge. The advanced part explains that same concept but with photo editing. The hotkeys part is the same as we saw in the previous lesson, and About has nothing much more interesting in it. To conclude this lesson, let's talk about the HTML concept in this example. Right now, we're using the visual mode, but you can also work using the HTML mode. In the latest version of WordPress, this button here called HTML has been renamed Text, but it's exactly the same. We won't use much of HTML in this course, but that's just to give you a taste of how complicated it could be to build pages using HTML. It doesn't look like much fun, right? The visual mode is more of my taste. In the next lesson, you'll learn how to add photos to your page. Actually, we're making the whole Unit 6 about photos and videos, but I'm sure you can't wait until then, so we'll take a sneak peek in Chapter 6. Click on the kitchen sink button. You'll see an additional row of buttons appear. Add heading 1, 2, and 3 to titles, subtitles, and important sentences. Add colors to your text, and try to always keep using the same colors. Click on the question mark button. Take a look at the rich editing concept. And click on the text button to see what HTML looks like.